Hello and welcome back to this slightly shorter but ever so important episode of the Weightlifting House news show. We're going to answer 3 questions. Is Li Dayin cooked? Did Gigachad just become more Gigachad? And is Peng Cuiting the best snatcher in women's weightlifting? All of that and the rest of the Chinese National Games in this episode. Let's get started. So the Chinese National Games, a lot of you have been asking for a while, why wasn't China's A team at the World Championships? Where's Li Dayin? Where's Luo Shifang? Where's Wenwen? Where's Liu Huanhua, Gigachad? And they were training for this competition. The Chinese National Games is a massive tournament in China. It's like a mini Olympics within China, which is kind of like the Olympics because there's like 1.5 plus billion people in China. And they have every sport. So it's like, you know, you've got judo and kayaking and athletics and all these different sports, maybe like 50 different sports. And athletes compete in their province, so like Hunan or Fujian, Jiangsu, Hubei, a bunch of different provinces. And the weightlifting is extremely important. And a lot of the athletes who move up into the national team do so by impressing the senior national coaches at this competition. So let's tuck in because all of the big dogs were competing. Also, a huge thank you to all of the channels, all of the pages who've been posting some of this stuff. Without you all, it would be very difficult. So make sure you're following all of these pages. Give them love, send them our thanks, and we'll put their ats on their Instagram tags on screen for you so you can go follow them. Okay, so I'm not going to cover every session, but I'm going to start with the women's 49 kilo class. By the way, they're using the now old weight categories, the ones that we're used to from 2018 to 2025, not the ones we just saw at the World Championships. Hou Zhihui, 2-time Olympic champ, she won gold and then she retired on stage. So a 93 kilo snatch, which does that equal the winning snatch from the World Championships from Ri Song-gun? It might do. It's certainly very close. It might have actually been gold there because Ri Song-gun was maybe even 91 or 92 was the winning snatch there. And then 110 in the clean and jerk. Pretty easy. Well, actually, not an easy win. She missed 2 attempts at 113, but she won, and then she retired. So shout out to one of the greatest lightweight weightlifters ever. I mean, her performances over the years have been... She's the definition of clutch. She's a game time gamer. Game time. She makes big plays, and she obviously has been going up for years against Zhang Huihua, who placed 5th here. 88, 108, not a great day for her. But Hou Zhihui, you know, whenever it's like really high stakes, she just pulls it out the bag. I will never forget the battle that they had at the last chance qualifier in Thailand. The 120 from Hou Zhihui still gives me shivers. The most outrageous lift, one of the most outrageous lifts I've ever commentated on. So huge performance from her. Then, in the 59s, so excited to see the return of Luo Shifang. I love Luo Shifang. She was so good over the last quad. She just got better and better. Obviously, she's got a tough time competing with Kim Il-gyong, and, you know, North Korea's strong there. But she looked so good in the last quad. Didn't she hit... What did she do at the Olympics? She's sort of around that, like, 109, maybe 108, 138 kind of mark for her absolute bests. But she competed, got an easy win. Didn't even take all of her attempts, actually. She snatched 105. She clean and jerked 130. And just looking at her attempt selection here, 100, 103, 105, very easy, very considered lifts. 126, 130, declined a 3rd attempt. And then she actually smashed Pei Xinyi, who a lot of people, and maybe I've done this as well, have called like the next Deng Wei. I don't think she, maybe it is Luo Shifang who is. Pei lifted fine, 100, 125, but quite a bit lower than we would expect to see from her. But she also declined her 3rd attempt. And then Luo Xiaomin, who some of you will remember from internationals recently, took bronze there. And then the next absolute superstar at this competition was Liao Guifang. Again, just love Liao Guifang. So dominant, so, I don't want to say robotic, I know that people have used that term before, emotionless. And there's no way she is emotionless. It's just she keeps it all in her head. It's all there. And she looked incredible. She competed in the 77, 76s. And so this is crazy. She did a 113 opener. Then she declined a second and third attempt. And then in the clean and jerk, she went 138 first attempt. And then she took a 20 kilo jump. She didn't even hit anything in the back room. She slammed 10s on each side to 158, which is like a huge world record, and made it. I mean, that's 3 kilos more than Olivia Reeves' world record, weighing 1 kilo less. Yes, she didn't hit a second and third attempt snatch, so she wouldn't have been as fatigued. Yes, she was able to time it a bit easier than Olivia, but that's a statement. I mean, those two, oh my word. What battles we're going to see over the years from them. I can't wait for it. You know, we've been talking about for a while Olivia, Song Kuk-yang, North Korea, and Liao Guifang, and those three are going to be battling out, and whichever of those three escapes the other two by going in a different category will walk away with a gold at the Olympics. And right now it's looking like Song Kuk-yang has taken the drop in body weight, and Liao Guifang versus Olivia. Oh, just get ready for it over the squad. It's going to be amazing. But yeah, she looked very good. And then maybe the most exciting or unexpected lifting was from Peng Cuiting, who I remember filming. I think she was at 2022 Asian Champs in Bahrain. And then she was at the World Championships. Was she? 2024? And then she just competed again. 128 snatch in the 81 kilo class. Okay, so I just checked. She wasn't in 2024. She was just at Bahrain, I think, 2022 Asians. And she was a great snatcher. She took 2 attempts at 120 as a 76. So now she's in 81. It's been like 3 years since then. 128 on a second attempt. And then she attempted 131 for a non-super. Like, think about this. The best snatches we see from non-supers are in the 86 kilo class. And it's like Salford, her best ever is 123. Did she hit 120 at the World Champs? Olivia, I guess, done 123 as a 77. But like, nobody does more than those numbers. 128 at 81. So where's she going to go? Like, what weight class is she going to go to? Is she going to go 86 and battle it out there? Because if she gains some more weight, she's still tall. 100% she's going to snatch over 130. There have not been many women who've ever snatched over 130. It's like Podobayova from whenever that was in the old weight categories. Who would have... Did I say her name right? Okay, there we go. Yeah, okay. Svetlana Podobayova, but also Natalia Zabolotnaya. Is that right? Zabolotnaya. Sort of 2 supers who did it. But that was like 2010, 2011. Nobody's doing that. I mean, 128. Would that have won Worlds? She outsnatched the supers. Park Hae-jeong won with 125. So Peng Cuiting, oh my word, just looks so good. Dr. Steph Performance, who some of you will recognize on Insta, does loads of the physio for these incredible athletes. He said that the national team will scoop her up soon, so that's exciting. So how did she do in the rest of the competition? She did 138 opener, 143 second attempt. That was a personal best, then missed 145, I think. So the clean jerk's a little down, but I'm okay. Look, picture this. She goes to 86 body weight. She does 132, 150. That's reasonable. She's Olympic champion. Olympic champion. 280 plus 282. That's Olympic champion level. So we're making some early predictions on this show, but she's one of them. She then beat Liang Xiaomei, who I thought was like a shoo-in for gold at the last Olympic Games, cutting down as an 81, sorry. She looked so good. She was clean and jerking 160 plus. She looked so strong, and then she didn't get the selection. She kind of dropped off. She snatched 120 here, which is decent for her. It's not, she's done more. 146 clean jerk. Miss, make. Ooh, so 266 smashed by Peng Cuiting. I don't know what's going on with Liang Xiaomei. Hopefully she comes back to good form as well, though. Almost done on the women's side. Wang Zhuyu, Olympic champ, Tokyo, still going. Had no idea. 270 total for a gold. But then one of the battles we've got to talk about, supers. Li Wenwen, goated, 2-time Olympic champ, multiple world records. Li Yan, newcomer, world record snatch 149 last year in Bahrain, head to head. And it was classic. It was a classic. Li Yan snatched 140 kilos. She was a little bit down. She missed her third attempt. Li Wenwen made 142. So Li Wenwen took the lead. They go into the clean and jerks. Li Wenwen hits 171. Li Yan hits 180, which was so impressive to me. That's a massive jump for her. Clearly she's on the up because she couldn't do that a year ago. She hits 180, and it's the way she did it. I mean, that jerk splits, and it's just like lands, locked out, no movement, perfection. Li Wenwen tried 181, she couldn't do it. She messed up. So Li Yan is the champ. Yeah, I don't know what it means. I don't know if that means we're not going to see one of them again. But obviously, it's always sort of like whoever is China's super heavyweight pick gets the easiest ride to a gold medal at the Olympics. Currently, it's just the way of the land. But it was a great battle. Let's move on to the men. Also, a quick reminder, the Black Friday Weightlifting House sale is now live. You can get up to 40% off, including this t-shirt. Actually, the things behind me are to come out, except for the Carlos Nassar I Win You Lose belt. That's available. I thought I'd wear this one because it's part of the Dynasty collection, which was inspired by Team China. It's a Team China video. So available in black, white and red. They might almost be sold out at this point. We will restock them, but they won't get restocked until after Black Friday. But go check it out. Sorry about that. They're the products chosen by champions. We stand by them. The quality is absolutely incredible. They're the best weightlifting apparel in the market, and our equipment is second to none. So go check it out. Back to the show. Okay, so Li Fabin, 2-time Olympic champ, 2020, 2024. He won. He's still going. I wasn't sure. Again, I'm not sure if this is I don't think he's retiring because he didn't do what, Hou Zhihui did or what we're going to talk about with some of the other athletes do. But yeah, Li Fabin 137, 169 in the 61 kilo class. So his best lift's obviously 146. He did that in April 2024, and then 175 he did that December 2022. So he's not there, but still, 169 is pretty massive actually. And then he attempted 176, which would have been an all-time personal best. So he's in shape. 300 was the total. What was the winning total at the World Championships this year in the 60 class? 302, Wang Hao. Did Wang Hao compete because he's Chinese? No, he was. Yeah, he did. He bombed out. So it wasn't even expected necessarily that Li Fabin won, but he did. So I love seeing that. Let's move up now to the 73s. Shi Zhiyong. Everybody's favourite. We all love him. It was just great to see him compete. We knew he was going to be lifting. He'd obviously retired from international sport when he missed out on the medal with his 3 misses in the clean and jerk at the Olympic Games in Paris, where he really gave us all a fright and gave Rizky a fright, I think. And he snatched 161 again. At 73, he's still the best snatcher in the world in that kind of body weight. Because if the 79s, the world record right now is 166. He's 73, just did 161. It's pretty amazing. Born in 1993, so he's 32 years old at this point. And then in the clean and jerk, opened up at 185, jumped to 189, missed it twice, which is kind of no surprise. I feel like, do you remember the last chance qualifier when he hit that final clean and jerk, the one that he made, and it was just a sort of like, he put his body through so much. That was like it. It was like his body was saying, I'm never going to do this again. He went to the Olympics and he didn't make any lifts. And then here he is and he couldn't get over 185. I think his body's saying, you can snatch, but we're not doing 190. We've done that enough. And fair enough, and then he retired. So one final word, ciao. Big salute to Shi Zhiyong. He's been one of my favourite weightlifters ever. From the first time I really saw him in 2015, Houston, all the way through to now. He's just been an inspiration in the sport. So, yeah, shout out. Bruce Lee was competing. Bruce Lee, wow, placed 4th. 152, 187. And Shi Zhiyong won, by the way. That's funny. Wait, no, there's something going on here with these results, because there's also somebody called Soviet Union who competes in the Guangxi province. Something's going on. I think we should probably best we move on. Okay, so we're going to skip over the 81s to the 89s, where Tu Yi, who some of you will remember because he's been very good for a while. He's just not been like international athlete, but maybe he will be now. He lifted great. 175 snatch. He missed his opener of 70 and then went 170, 175, and a 213 clean and jerk. That's a 388 total. That would have won the World Championships. Obviously, he's weighing an 89 here and the 88, so he's a kilo more. But do we have body weights? We don't. But still, that out-totaled Jason Lopez. Now, could Jason Lopez have lifted more? Maybe. You know, but he was up there. Like he missed his third attempt snatch, and his final clean and jerk was to make a lift that he'd already missed. So maybe not. So that's a huge battle, and maybe Tu Yi is going to be the athlete who's chosen. My question is that down in third is Li Dayin. So is Li Dayin cooked? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Because Li Dayin was such a dominant weightlifter. Very briefly. Like he was like, you know, I remember in 2019, I saw him, I was there, and he looked insane, and he hit 206. And then the following year, 2 years later, he hit that 175 snatch world record at 81. And then in 2023, I remember seeing him at the Asian Championships, and he did 180, 216, 396 total. That total didn't get surpassed until the Olympic Games by Carlos Nassar. Carlos couldn't even beat it. He was so good, and then it just started going downhill and downhill. And here he did 170, 200. Missed 175 twice. Missed 200 opener. Made it on his second attempt. And then missed 212. It's not over for Li Dayin. You know, you can't look like that and not have the ability at some point when you're healed and healthy to do those kind of high 170s, getting over 210 again. I just don't know if like 182.16, because that was that battle with Tian Tao, wasn't it? And Tian Tao did the 223. That was crazy. So yeah, is Li Dayin cooked? Are we going to see him again? I don't know. I kind of expected that we would. Pan Hua came 7th. 155, 199. Well, he wasn't in shape either. I think there's going to be a big reshuffling of some of these athletes on the international scene. And it's needed. You know, men's weightlifting needs it. 96s, let's have a look, because I saw that Tian Tao snatched 175 and I didn't see anything about the clean and jerk. So let's see how the Tian Heart Attack Tao did. Okay, so he's not in the medals. Wait. Tian Tao bombed out of his final competition ever. I mean, that's true to style. Representing the Hubei province, 175 snatch, and then 207 miss, 209 miss, 209 miss. It would have been perfect if he made the final one. If he'd have gone up and made like 215 on his third attempt, that would have been more perfect. But, I mean, that's kind of par for the course, isn't it? 2 for 6. Oh, I love Tian Tao. Again, just like Shi Zhiyong, I think I first saw him in 2014. So a little bit earlier than Shi. Could have even been, was it 13 as a junior? I'm not sure. But just, you know, he's been a driving force in the growth and the popularity of the sport. Always one of the most enjoyable weightlifters to watch. He's had some incredible moments. You know, that clean battle with Surab Maradi back in 2017. He cleaned 237, I think. His 231 world record against Miso in 2019. His 223 clean and jerk. His 178 snatch, was that 2016? That was Rio. Miss, then he went and hit 2. He hit 178, I'm pretty sure. That's one of my favourite lifts ever. And he rocked on his heels. We need to show that. If we have that, we should show that. That's a crazy lift. Okay, goodbye Tian Tao. And then I guess the final lifter that probably we're all curious about is Liu Huanhua. So Liu Huanhua, Gigachad, Olympic champion, he competed and he smashed it. Absolutely smashed it. So he competes for the Tianjin province. 185. He went 3 for 3. He went 5 for 5. Oh, he pulled an Akbar. 175, 180, 185. 210, 229. It's not as big as Lao Guifang's jump, but I mean 19 kilo jump is crazy. 185, 229 at 102. Oh, we do have body weights. 101.74. So he has a tough decision. Bear in mind, by the way, that total, is that a world record total? Unofficial? Yeah, it is. 413. He had the world record total at 413. So he sets an unofficial world record at 414. And he really, the question is, what do you do? Do you cut down to 95 and go against Carlos? Or do you go up to 110 and go up against Akbar? It's not simple. Carlos has lifted more than that, as weighing 93. So Carlos at 95, Liu Huanhua losing 7 kilos in body weight. Do we really think he can beat Carlos? Not if they're both in shape. No way. I mean, if they're both in shape, Carlos will do 190, 230. Akbar at 95 might be lucky to do 180, 225, I would have thought. Silver medal at the Olympics probably, but nothing more than that. If he goes up, can he beat Akbar? Akbar can do high 190s. I have a feeling that Liu Huanhua, he just was never supposed to be that big. You know, he came in at 89 in 2022, and there was like, oh, what's he going to do? Because he's got Tian and Li Dayin both there, and he's not as good as them, so he's going to have to go up. So he goes up to 96. And then 96 isn't an Olympic class, so he has to go up to 102. And he does 102 and he wins the Olympics. And then that's not Olympic class, so he has to go up to 110. He's like an accidental 89 who just bulked up by 21 kilos if he goes up there. I mean, that's the kind of jump Lao Guifang would make. So if he goes up, I just don't know if he's physically capable of snatching much over 190. I don't know if he's big enough, or he has a big enough frame. But I mean, let's say he does. Let's say he goes to 110. Let's say he does snatch 190. Can he even put on that much more muscle mass? I don't know. 190, 235 feel like absolute limits for him. And Akbar's just going to do 95 and close to 240. I would like to see him come down to 95. That's what I want. I want to see him come down to 95. He'll look like an absolute superhero if he does that physically. I want to see him come down to 95, battle it out. We've got Ali Rezamani, you've got Rafael Friedrich, we've got Colin Cesar. He's a bit too, Carlos is too dominant there. He needs somebody to challenge him. He needs somebody to, you know, if he does what he did at the World Champs, he needs to be punished. Carlos would need to be punished, and he needs someone like Liu Huanhua to do that. No one else can do it. Someone to frighten Carlos into being like, okay, I need to make my 5 or 6 lifts. And the 110s is so competitive. Akbar, Rusin, Simone, Garrick, Dadash, Marcos, Sikantsu. It's so competitive. We don't need Liu Huanhua up there. It'll be fun, but we don't need him. We need him in the 95s. That's my plea. It's my plea. Where do you think he should go? Let me know. 3 best lifts. Let's go with 229 at 102 from Liu Huanhua. We'll go with 128 for sure from Peng Cuiting. And then I think it's between 161 from Shi or 180 from Lian. I'll put those 4. Let me know which you think is the most impressive lift. Appreciate you tuning in. Don't forget to shop Weightlifting House Black Friday. And we'll see you all on the next one.